Hey sis, today we're diving into the truth about marketing. I know marketing can feel overwhelming, especially when it comes to finding clients, but that's why I'm breaking down the three most common mistakes Christian women entrepreneurs make and how to fix them. These tips will help you refine your strategy and attract the clients you're meant to serve. So if you're ready to get intentional and elevate your marketing game, grab a notebook and let's get started. This episode is sponsored by Logan Legacy, the funding agency I personally use to secure over $100K in business credit. You heard that correctly. They have helped hundreds of business owners secure high levels of business credit, even if you're a new LLC. With their support, I invested in products and services that took my business to the next level. So if you're ready to unlock your funding potential, head over to www.legacyfundingscore.com/woman of power. That's www.legacyfundingscore.com/woman of power. And a team member will reach out to guide you through the process. And I'll make sure to add the link inside of the show notes. Don't miss out on this opportunity to elevate your business. Let's start the show. You are listening to Call Her Profitable, the podcast where Jesus-loving entrepreneurs hit five-figure months consistently, all while keeping God at the center of their business. I'm your host, Odaisha, certified business coach and multi-passionate entrepreneur, here to empower you with the tools to build a profitable, cash-flowing business. And on this podcast, we'll explore effective marketing strategies for attracting clients and boosting sales, along with simple methods for running your business effectively. And hey, if you're ready for accountability in both your faith and business journey, head over to thewomanofpowergroup.com to join our exclusive community. So sis, grab that notebook and that iced coffee and let's get to work. Sis, marketing does not have to be overwhelming. It does not have to be confusing. It does not have to be complex. But what I have found during my market research is that so many of us Christian women entrepreneurs, we're really struggling with marketing. And when I think about marketing, I think about if sales, aka monetization, is the lifeline of your business, then marketing is the oxygen needed for it to breathe. We must market our services in order for us to make money in business. And after doing market research and after talking to so many women like myself, I realized that is one of the main struggles with us hitting those five-figure months. We don't understand marketing. We don't know what marketing is. We don't know how to market. And that is truly affecting how effective we are in our business, specifically when it comes to making money. God did not give us these businesses so that we will fall flat on our faces and be broke. He gave us these businesses so that we can steward well. He gave us these businesses so that we can hit those 5, 6, 7-figure marks. He gave us these businesses so that we can be kingdom financiers, right? We could be the lender and not the borrower, right? He gave us these businesses to be fruitful financially so that we will be in position to have access to resources that some people may not have access to, right? He gave us these businesses so that we can make a greater impact financially. So marketing is very important when it comes to operating our business. Now, during this episode, I really want to take the time to debunk a lot of the fears many of us face when it comes to marketing. Because honestly, girl, if you're going to hit those five-figure months, you gotta become great at marketing. So today we're going to talk about what marketing is, 3 common mistakes we make with marketing, and some simple tips for you to get better at your marketing strategy. As I mentioned, in this season of the Call Her Profitable podcast, we're focusing on building highly profitable, highly impactful, and super simple to manage businesses. And that also includes our marketing strategy. So I know when we think about marketing, we hear click funnels, we hear email marketing, social media marketing, we hear all of these terminologies, all of these words. And I think about that meme with that lady and she have like algebra and trigonometry all around and she's confused. I get it. I've definitely been there before and I ain't like it. So, in simple terms, I like to think of marketing like the gospel. Now, stick with me here, sis. What is the gospel? The gospel is the good news of Jesus Christ, right? It's how you are able to be saved. That's what the gospel is. It's similar to marketing. Marketing is the good news of what it is that you are offering, right? It is the solution to someone's problem. It is you letting people know that you have this great product or this great offer or this great service that can help them with their problem. That is basically what marketing is. It is showcasing the good news about whatever it is that God has called you to do in your business. Okay. Now, some of the common mistakes that I have seen with marketing is one, you don't know your people well enough. So the reason why many of us are struggling in the area of marketing is because we just don't understand our people. We're quick to just throw out products and offers and content, which leaves us overwhelmed and confused and burnt out. But we don't actually take the time to sit to get to know what are the needs of my people? Who are my people? What is it that they're looking for in this season? What are some of their fears? What are some of their wants? What are some of their desires? What are some of their long-term goals? What do they do from the moment they wake up? What do they have for breakfast? What are some of the thoughts that they're thinking? What keeps them up at night? So the problem is that we don't understand our people. And when you have an understanding of the people that God has called you to serve, it's going to be easier for you to market to them. It's going to be easier for you to put together a marketing strategy to talk to them, right? A lot of times right now, many of us are just throwing spaghetti at the wall. We don't know our people, so we're basically just throwing anything at them. And when nothing is biting or we're not seeing any type of results, we're getting frustrated, we're getting mad, and then we're claiming that we're not good marketers. No, you just don't know your person. The second common mistake that I see when it comes to marketing is the platform you picked is overwhelming and it might not be where your people are. And this is something that I had to learn. I talked about this in another episode about how God led me to start podcasting. And one of the main reasons was I started becoming very overwhelmed when it came to social media. At the time, I was comparing myself a lot to people. I was throwing spaghetti on the wall as well. I was just doing a lot of things on social media and I was not getting my ideal results. Well, what I have found out a lot about the women that I'm called to serve is many of them are on LinkedIn. Many of them are already professionals, right? Many of them are listening to podcasts. They're not just on Instagram. They're not just on these other platforms that I was trying to go ahead and put my efforts towards, right? So another common mistake is you are not where your people are. You are where you think they are, or you might be where you are comfortable with. And it's okay to be on a platform where you're comfortable with. You just want to make sure that your ideal person that God is calling you to serve is also on that platform as well. You don't have to be on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn and podcasts and YouTube and TikTok. You just need to find what is that main channel that you can master, that's not going to overwhelm you, and that you can get the best results when it comes to talking to your person. The third common mistake I've seen is not taking the time to nurture the person. So a lot of us, we just want to hit those 5-figure months. So we're thinking about, okay, how much money do I need to make a month? Okay, I need $10,000 a month. And then we start working backwards. We're starting to think about sales. We're starting to think about numbers. But you never even took the time to nurture a community of people. You never took the time to really get to know the person that you are going to be selling to. You never took the time to put out real value, free value, right? You never took the time to position yourself as a thought leader so that people know, or the person that you are called to serve knows that you are an expert in this area. And if she needs help in this area, she can come to you. She needs help in with this particular topic. She knows to find your page and she'll find value there. Oftentimes it's like we have this really good idea, we put it together, and then we just throw it out there on social media. And it's a social media platform that we haven't nurtured. It's a social media platform where all of our old high school and college friends are. We don't even know if they're our target audience. We haven't even said anything about us being an expert in this particular area. And then we're just expecting to sell and expecting people to buy. Right? No, you want to take your time to really and truly position yourself as a thought leader and then provide some type of value. And then when you put out an offer, people will begin to buy into it because they know that you are an expert. It's not just you putting together, you have this great idea, you put it together, you put a price tag on it, and you're like, hey, buy from me. That's not how that works. Another thing too, when it comes to platform is sometimes your people are confused. They don't know if you are the person that can help them with their problem. And I had a friend of mine come to me and tell me this about another friend of mine. She's like, hey, I really want to work with her, but I'm not exactly sure how to work with her, right? On your platform, you're talking about hair, you're talking about nails, you're talking about leadership, you're talking about God, you're talking about being a mom, you're talking about recipes. It's just so overwhelming that your ideal person, they're not sure if you are the person that can help them with their needs, right? It's not very clear on what you do and what you offer on your platform. So that's also another mistake that we make in our marketing efforts, is that we're talking about too many things on one platform and is not very clear about the main thing. That doesn't mean that, let's say if you have a personal brand, that you can't have different content pillars. So for example, with my personal brand, is my content pillars is spiritual development, business, and family. So when you go onto my personal Instagram page, you're going to see all those things, right? I have nurtured my Instagram page so that when you go on there, you're going to see something about that. But when you go on to, let's say, my podcast page, or you go to the Woman of Power Group page, that is very focused content. The content on there is going to be very focused on leadership, very focused on business, very focused on specifically sales, building out business systems, and marketing, right? So you want to be able to set your platform up in a way that when that person comes, they're not confused about if they should go to you to get tips about their hair or help with God, or is it she can help me with my business. You want that person to be able to come to your page and be sure, like, I know that this is X and I know that she can help me with X, Y, and Z. Okay. So now that we have spoke a little bit about marketing, I really want to take time to simplify this for you, especially in this season of the podcast, because it truly does not have to be hard. We'll take another episode to really map out what your simple marketing strategy can be. But I just have a few tips for you right now so that you can start to think about your marketing strategies and start finding clients, because without a good marketing strategies, you honestly won't make sales. So the first tip is do market research. I cannot stress this enough. I was one of those people who did not want to do market research. I was very overwhelmed with market research. I felt like I didn't need to do market research. God already told me, and I'm going to go ahead and just go with what God said. That's awesome, but there's layers to the person that you are called to serve. There's layers to what it is that they are needing and wanting right now. And it's just so much rich information that these people are willing to provide for you because they want the solution to their problem. And that is what market research is. It's taking the time to ask specific questions to a group of people that you believe is your ideal audience to truly get to know what it is that they're needing so that you can market to them and ultimately put together a solution to their problem. So you can simply do market research in many ways. My favorite way is honestly interviews. I like to set up 20-minute interviews with at least 5 to 10 women that I believe is in my ideal target audience. That's a great way for you to sit in front of them, get their body language, have a conversation, and just truly find out what is it that they are in need of. You can also do surveys. I have done that as well in the past. So I would just do surveys. I probably have like 20 questions in there, and then I'll offer a chance to win maybe a $10 to $20 gift card just to get their feedback. The point is you want to get to know them a little bit better. You want to ask specific questions about what their desires are, what they're struggling with, where they are currently in life, and pull back the layers of that data so that you have information to build a solution to their problem. That is what you're doing in market research. You're getting to know your ideal client better, and then you're providing solutions to their problem. So then when you go out to do your marketing strategy, you already spoke to her. You already know that she's having trouble sleeping and she's looking for a natural remedy to go to sleep. That's a piece of content right there, right? That's language right there that you can use inside of your marketing strategy. So when she comes across your platform and she sees or 3 natural remedies for falling asleep quicker, she knows that she's in the right place. All right. So that is what doing market research would do for you. The second tip that I have is find a platform you will master, and preferably a platform that will lead to longer form or evergreen content. So longer form content is going to be like your podcast, like your YouTube, like a blog post. And the reason why an email list as well, and the reason why I believe longer and evergreen content is the best is because it's something that you can continue to refer people back to. It's something that provides a little bit more value and information. It's something that they can chew on a little longer. Social media market research shows that you have about 8 seconds to grab somebody's attention. That means you have to put all that value, all that stuff inside of content that might just get scrolled past. But if you had a place where you can grab their attention in 8 seconds and then send them over to a longer form of that content, you will really be able to position yourself as a thought leader. You'll really be able to allow them to see that you are an expert in this field. What that looks like for me is my email list and the podcast is my long form content, and my podcast is my evergreen content. So when you come to my social media page, you might see beautiful images and all that great stuff, right? And then you might want a little bit more and you go to my email list. Well, girl, let me tell you, on my email list is where I am giving the true value. On my email list is where I'm really giving the meat of what it is I can offer. I'm not selling, right? Sometimes I may sell, but a lot of things that I'm doing on there is I'm providing value. If you're on my email list, you know it's long form content, and it's going to help you in the area of faith, personal development, in business in some way, shape, or form. And the same thing with the podcast, right? The podcast is evergreen content. It's content that I can continue to repurpose. It's content that I could continue to point people back to if they have a question with something. And it's information that is long form that I can continue to provide for free, right? So you want to find a platform that you will master, and preferably let it be a platform that allows for longer form or evergreen content like an email list, YouTube, or podcast. And this leads me to tip number 3, which is nurture your people and build a community. I cannot stress this enough. Too many of us are putting together an offer, slapping a price tag on it, and just getting upset because people are not buying. You never took the time to even nurture a community. You want to be a thought leader, that you're bringing like-minded people together that have common interests and common desires, and building a community and bringing them all together and begin to nurture them. That is where the shepherding starts to come into play. That is when the leadership starts to come into place. And that is where you're really going to be able to market. Why? Because now you have this huge, vibrant community of all of the people that you know are in your target audience. You already put them in a community with other like-minded people where they can flourish. And you can do a lot of your marketing there inside of your community with the people that you have nurtured. All of these things are part of your marketing strategy. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be complex. But what I will say is it will require effort. It will require time, and it will require intentionality. Sis, do not be one of those people who's trying to make money so bad that you're putting a price tag or you're putting your sales goal above what it is that people actually need. God has placed these businesses in our hands so that we can actually be solutions to people problems, not just slap something together so that we can hit 5 figures. And this is what marketing is. It gives us the opportunity to get to know our people, to nurture our people, and really put something together so that we're able to provide a solution to their problem. Your clients are right there. They just don't even know that they're your clients, and you don't even know that they're your clients or customers because you haven't taken the time to get to know them. You haven't taken the time to nurture them on a specific platform. You haven't taken the time to really craft a marketing strategy to see what's working for them and what's not working for them. So that's going to be your homework for tonight. Tonight, you're going to take your time and you're going to do some market research. You're going to sit down. You're going to write out some questions that you want to ask your ideal target audience. And then you're going to get 5 to 10 of them and hop on a 20-minute call with them, right? And you can find them in different places. You can find them on your social media. If there's somebody in your contact list that you believe that might fit your criteria, you can reach out to them. You can find your ideal people. Once you get that information, you want to really sit and go through the data and find out, okay, what is some common denominators that everyone here is saying? Is everyone here saying that they need help with sleep? Is everyone here saying that they need help with clarity? Is everyone what is a common denominator? And based on that common denominator, then you start creating content with solutions about that common denominator. And then 3, you want to start thinking about building a community and nurturing the people. So a way that I like to build a community is I like to build a community through my email list, and I also like to build a community off of my email list onto a different platform. So it really depends on how you like to build that community. I know that Instagram also have features now where you could build a community right within Instagram and have different challenges and have a group of people in that particular area as well. So that's going to be your homework for tonight. And if you need just a little more hand-holding and a little bit more help with this, I have put together what I call Business with God email series. It's a 4-part email series that will really help you to sit with God and have a business meeting with him, map out your marketing platform and strategy and plan, understand exactly who your niche is, and then also craft your offer after you finish all of that. So I'll go ahead and add that link inside of the show notes if you just need a little bit more hand holding. And sis, I encourage you to stop declaring that you're not good at marketing. You are a great marketer. You have everything that you need to do what God has called you to do. You just got to refine your strategy a little bit. And I'm excited to break down some easy, simple marketing strategies throughout this season that will help you to hit your financial goals. I love you, sis, and I'll see you next week for a new episode. Hey sis, I hope today's episode blessed you. If it did, would you take just 30 seconds to share it with a fellow Christian woman entrepreneur who's ready to step boldly in her God-given business? And hey, don't forget to leave your girl a quick review on Apple Podcasts. It really helps to get the word out and lights me up to know that this podcast is actually making an impact in your journey. All right, sis, time to get back to building that kingdom business and claiming those 5-figure months. I'll see you next week for another power-packed episode. Stay blessed and profitable.